Who do you think you are? I mean, a beloved child of God. All right, sermon's over. No. We've all, I think, heard, who do you think you are? And I can speak from personal experience that there have been an awful lot of people who have not hesitated to tell me who they think I am. In fact, names have been applied time with lots of reading them. And you know what? Far too often, I believed them. Yeah. People are always telling us in word and in attitude and in action who we are, what we're worth, and I'm sorry, usually that's not very good news. And especially when we're young, it starts to have an effect. It forms us into who may feel either less than or unloved or broken, or on the other end of the spectrum, it might form us into people who think too highly of ourselves and think that we are, well, God ourselves. That our very thought, just because we have the thought, means it must be so. And that malformation can come about whether people were saying mean things to us or good things. But whenever we let something other than God determine who we are, we're probably going to get it wrong. Just saying, God's wisdom exceeds ours. So, talking about names, yesterday had such a great time at the Bishop's Rally in Crown Point. And Crown Point is actually my home church. I didn't grow up there, but as where I went, that's where I was discipled, that's where I was nurtured, that's where I was coerced into becoming that is where I was called into becoming a pastor. That church is dear to me. And I actually haven't been there for several years, maybe like 10. And so I see people that I haven't seen in 10 or more years. And what a joy that was, and yet there was that awkward time frequently where, now what was their name? A lot of faces I recognized. A lot of names just weren't there. It's awkward. It's embarrassing. And you try to hide it, right? Like you're there talking to somebody, having a conversation, and hoping you don't need to use the name you don't remember. In a couple of cases, I said, remind me what your name is. And in one case, I took a stab. Mitch? But here is what I know. Whether I know your name or not, or whether you know my name, whatever name you might call me, or whatever name I might, not that I would ever do this, call you, God who decides who we are. It is God who made us. It is God's name that He puts upon us that matters. Cool ringtone. Wow. Actually, my pastor at Crown Point used to get so mad when somebody's cell phone would ring during worship until mad about that stuff. God is the one who determines our name. God is the one who made us to be who we are. And today, on this day where we are celebrating change. 2 weeks ago, we had a wonderful celebration of Woodmar. And last Sunday, we had a wonderful celebration of First. And now, today, we are Hope. But at the end of the day, and actually at the beginning of the day, Woodmar, First, Hope, the name that really matters and that stays with us is the name Beloved Child of God. The name Follower of Jesus Christ. The name One for whom God gave his own Son that you might have life. The name that you have been made with a purpose by God. And that all the other names that get attached to us pale in importance and comparison to that name. The name of the one who made us. And the name of those who follow him. Now, I want to be really clear. Your name is important. Because God is a God of all the universe and of you. So, God is the God of Shannon, of Sandy, of Nikki, of Emery, and I can't name all of you, right? We'd be here too long. It is personal. You are a unique and precious creation. And so we are a unique and precious congregation with the Holy Spirit's presence, who I believe are being empowered to have a new life, a new resurgence, and make a new difference in our community, and people will know us. But what's important is that people will know the Jesus that sends us. Our name will be known, and maybe it won't be quite as awkward as it was for me in Crown Point yesterday. But people will know by what we do from this day forward, whether all the effort we've put in the last 2.5 years will bear fruit. And my testimony is that wherever Jesus Christ is, wherever his name is lifted up, wherever he is worshiped and followed, that there will be fruit, that there will be joy, that there will be meaning and purpose, and that there will be a future. So embrace the name that has been given to us. Yes, embrace hope. Embrace the identity of Hope United Methodist Church. But never let that identity overshadow the one that truly binds us together. The identity of Jesus' friend. The identity of God's child. The identity of God's minister. How many of us have been baptized? Okay. Did you know that your baptism was an ordination? In baptism, we are ordained into the ministry of the church. Clergy are ordained into a special ministry to the church. But you are ordained ministers of Jesus Christ in the world. That is a name that I think is worth carrying. So remember, whenever you feel ill-equipped, that Jesus is with you. Remember, whenever you struggle with what your identity is, whether as a church, in the church, or in the world, you are a child of God who has been called by God to make a difference in people's lives. Whenever somebody tells you, who do you think you are, and starts to give you some suggestions, know that you are a beloved child of God. And nobody gets to define you, not even you. But God has already given you an identity. God has given you your name. God has given you your very spirit. Let it be what God has made.